It's Monday, the 3rd of November, 2025. Good morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome back from the weekend. And let's start the brand new week on a very, very good note by taking a look at some trending national headlines while we, discuss, debate, and analyze them from the studios here with Nicholas Uwerunonye, while we also give you a chance as well to join in the conversation by airing your opinion, speaking out, and then saying exactly how you react to the stories this morning. Maybe you're at the newspaper stand as well. Maybe you flip through the pages of the newspaper this morning and there's another story that's catching your attention. You want to pass comments on them, or please feel absolutely free to do that on the headline news analysis. The very first for the brand new month, November. So we have interesting conversations lined up on the headline news analysis this morning. My name is Adeyemi.
And I'm Danielle. Shitta-Bey. It's a pleasure to have you on the headline news analysis with us this morning. Good morning to you, Nicholas.
Good morning.
How are you doing today, and how's the weekend as well?
Well, fine.
All right, that's great. The views to be expressed is not in any way the position of FlowFM 92.7 or the staff therein, but as expressed by our in-house analyst, Nicholas Uwerunonye, and all of the individuals that will be calling on the show this morning. And also, we're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook this morning at FlowFM 927. So you can get on any of these apps and get in on live action happening in the studio. And just like my colleague said, we have very interesting stories lined up for you this morning for us to analyze. Let's pick up this one that has everybody talking and everybody confused, and we need to analyze it. The presidency has confirmed that President Bola Tinubu will meet with the United States President Donald Trump in the coming days to address allegations of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. This is Danielle Bala announcing this as a planned meeting on Saturday in a post on X, stating that discussions will center on counter-terrorism cooperation and efforts to correct misconceptions about the nature of terrorist attacks in Nigeria. He also noted that both leaders share a firm commitment to combating insurgency and terrorism, as both Tinubu and Trump are focused on strengthening cooperation in counter-terrorism, global peace, and security. Stemming from the X tweet that Donald Trump made recently.
For close to 3 or 4 days, that story, about Nigeria being placed on this CPC list. I have tried to avoid commenting on it. Because it's a very touchy one, and here we tend to be more politically correct. We like being politically correct while looking at the issues that are, that are there that we need to look at. The only thing I'm going to say is that we had it coming as a country, and unfortunately, I have had a lot of comments, especially from our Muslim brothers, that is very unhelpful. You understand? You see, the thing is not, what the CPC, that is what the American government is trying to do. Let us be very clear. American help doesn't come cheap. That is a well-known fact. The problem that we are facing right now, this insurgency, was started by Obama himself and putting the right at his doorstep. And it was the flip side of the same argument that he used against the government of the day. Now, you are now seeing a different side because another party is, but you see, the intriguing thing about this, the American narrative, is that sees itself as the world police begins to see that fact. They want to act on that fact to get whatever gains they want. So, but how have we been able to counter it? Now, these are facts that we need to consider ourselves. Anytime you have case of terrorism, that have been, decisively dealt with in terms of arrest, prosecution, and things like that, it usually happens outside this country. We have the case of Henry Oka in South Africa.
In South Africa, yeah.
You understand? He's still in jail in South Africa. It took the decisive the South African judicial system to put him in jail. Then the case of Simon Ekpa in London. You understand? So, in Finland. So at every point when the sponsors of these killings are supposed to be named, shamed, prosecuted where necessary, Nigeria has always balked.
So do you believe that, sorry, before you just go on that, because this is a wild conversation. So do you believe the statement coming from the former defense, chief that said that the Nigerian government knows the sponsors of this terrorism, but do not have, I'm just quoting him
political
directly,
will,
but do not have the political strength to prosecute them.
That exactly is true. And why they don't have that political strength is because most of them are politically exposed. And at some point, they have held office within within the federal government, we at the state, at the national level. That is the problem. There is no remote. There is no need we sugarcoat it. Listen to what Alain Dume said. He blamed federal government squarely that we were acting too late. You see, but you see, for me, I see a lot of positives in this. You see, this is where political brinkmanship comes in. If we are aligned, in rooting out terrorism, taking out, the people who are responsible for these killings, you understand? I think that a compromise can be reached. By way of, okay, look, is this what you want? We can't collaborate on you if you give us your superior this and that, so we can take them out. Give us like so amount of time, we can do this. That the last time we've seen political will in dismantling insurgency happened in 2015 under President Goodluck Jonathan. There has been a lot of videos showing where they brought in mercenaries. This is what there have been people who participated in that operation have been speaking. Ibn Balo, a South African mercenary, gave an online interview. He said they had already, they finally almost exterminated Boko Haram. All of a sudden, they revoked their contract and told them to go away. There was this traditional ruler who came to Kwara State here from Katsina. He said he was very open. The following day, his chieftaincy title was withdrawn in Katsina. It's on record. There have been a lot of talks about it, but each time we say things like this, you see politicians come out and obfuscate. All right. And it's unhelpful.
Nicholas, it's a sensitive conversation, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
If you look at what is being painted as, a Christian genocide, and of course, if you look from the angle of the insurgents as well, too, and then with an open mind, you see that both parties are being killed. And then if you see the targets, we can't really name and say, okay, the numbers may be a bit different, but there have been attacks on the two religious, houses in time past. So how then do we push the narrative that it is a Christian genocide?
Okay. Now, like I said the pattern suggests less. You understand? Now, go to Jos. There is a monument there. Over 500 people killed. They have a monument, their names there.
Yeah.
You understand? Then you look at the communities. Look at the one Very Dark Man went to do, showing, it's a Christian community that was wiped out entirely. Now, show me one criminal that has been prosecuted, jailed, or given the death sentence, account of this. None. Now, you see, yes, it's true that Muslims have been attacked. It's true. Especially Muslims who resist this extremism. They have been targets too. So that is why, you see, I said that, you see, countries like United States of America don't care. They don't care. They don't give a damn about you and I. They just pick a narrative and use it to pursue an agenda. Why do we give them this narrative? Why do we allow them? If federal government had grown that balls, grown that will to deal decisively with this, we will not be having this conversation. We won't be having the conversation.
All right, hold that thought. Let's take this call. Okay, looks like we lost it. Please go ahead.
So that is the thing. Now, here's another example. There's this Malam Abu, an imam, who saved about 200 Christians. He hid them, in his house.
From an attack.
Isn't that obvious? Why didn't they kill the imam?
Hold on, please, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Danielle.
Good
morning to you, Tony.
Yeah, good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Nicholas. How was the weekend?
Yeah, great. Thank God, please.
Quickly, I knew a day like this would come, but I never thought it's going to be this soon. For Nigeria, it is the day of reckoning, and we have to face the histories as it is. You see, there's no denying the fact that there has been killings in this country that targeted against a religion particularly. Let's be sincere with ourselves, especially in the northern part of this country. And how well have we as Muslims, I'm a Muslim, how well have we stood up against these people so that they didn't give us this tag of terrorism? Sincerely, I made a post when, in the wake of the Boko Haram insurgent. I made a post on my Facebook. Some of those things attacked me. And I said it, I'm sorry to say this. As long as the Sultan of Sokoto, as the Amir Muslimi, as the head of the Muslims in Nigeria, will not come up boldly to say these people are not Muslims. He has to be at the forefront of this war, not even the government now. We as Muslims have to come out and defend our faith so that they will stop giving us this bad name. Let me start with ourselves. Show me just one video of where a person or a group of people kill anybody and they start shouting hallelujah. Show me a town that is predominantly a Muslim town where people come in and kill them, raise their houses in just one night. But we have had several cases of this in Nigeria on the Christians. We have had people killing under the death of black training and they were never brought to book. We need to be serious and be sincere with ourselves. That is what Islam teaches us. We have to be sincere, we have to be just, and we have to be steadfast in upholding what the faith teaches us. This is not Trump's issue. It is our own issue. We as Muslims should stand up to it. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Tony. Well said this morning.
Wow.
How do you react to that? Because again and again, so we balance the views, the
thing is
we're
that
not pushing an agenda. Actually,
no,
right?
we're not. We're not. You see, the thing is that you might be surprised that people like Tony are actually majority. Most Muslims are like Tony.
But the fear of speaking out might just be the problem.
You see, there is this theory. It's called this theory of spiral of silence. You understand? Usually, it's not about it's the people who dominate conversation might not necessarily be in the majority, but they are very few but very powerful. That is exactly what is happening. So you see, the more we have people like Tony speak out more, like I have always said, that Muslims are the first and last line of defense for Christians in Nigeria. That is the simple truth. There is no way we can deny that. Because you see, when people like them speak, and we speak in unison, that is the only way these insurgents can be put in the retreat.
Right. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What is your name and where are you calling from, please?
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning. How was the weekend?
We're fine, thank you.
What is your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Ilorin.
Ifelua calling us from?
I'm calling from Tanke.
All right. Please go ahead with your comment, Ifelua.
Yeah. May God bless the last caller. May Almighty God bless him and his family members. That was just my thought about it. I am a Christian, and this is not being biased. I've always said it. If what has been happening in Nigeria all this while, if it had happened to be maybe the same Christian sect are the one killing, will Muslim community, will they be able to tolerate what Christians have tolerated over the years? We are not pushing agenda. We are not saying, okay, there should be ethnicity fight or religious fight. But we have to call a spade today. It's high time we let people know. Let it be clear to everybody. If these people are not Muslims, let it be clear. Let government fight them. Let Muslim leaders, let them come out. Let them say the right words and let these people be fought. Let the battle be fought once and for all. It's high time we just come to reality. What is happening in Place 2? What is happening in Benue and this Middle Bay? I mean, we just had a bite of this happen to kill them, and look at the trauma that it brought to us. So we need to change the narrative, and we need to fight this battle headlong. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so very much, Ifelua from Tanke. All right.
And please, let's not mince words. The people perpetrating this are criminals.
Yes, I was just going to state that because again,
criminals, they are not
Muslims.
You understand? So let us be very clear about that.
But they hide under the guise of the religion.
Exactly.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What is your name and where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Songo.
Could you state that again?
Yeah. My own
Sorry, please.
Social media influencer and some journalists. Social media influencer and some journalists. You see, America is not coming because of the pain of people that are going through whatever they are going through in Nigeria. They are coming in because of the economic reason. You can see their presence in Venezuela now because of the resources over there. We see what they've done in Iraq. We see what they've done in Iran and many other places.
Sudan.
Even Libya.
Then to the leaders in the north and religious leaders,
They should just go there and start changing the people, orientation. Because Tinubu just spent 2 years in the office now. That everybody knows there is hardship in the country. If you go to the north, you see they do some more about the hardship every day. But the little you can hear about insecurity. So they need just to stand up and do what is expected of them. Because what is happening around insecurity in Nigeria is more than, a disgrace. After all, Trump has called Nigeria a disgraced country. So everybody should just wake up. This is not about the blame game or government trying to change words with America. You stand up to their responsibility and head it once and for all. Thank you.
All right. But before we let you go, can you just register your name so we have it properly?
My name is Shitu. I'm calling from Zongo.
All right, Shitta from Zongo. Thank you so very much. I was just going to ask you, but before we ask you this question, let's take a few comments that we have.
We have a lot of comments.
Whoa.
All right. This message says, Africa must learn from history. It is indeed very sad that after all of the painful experiences Africa has gone through, we still appear not to have learned from the deceptive nature of the Western powers. The same Westerners once came under the guise of civilization, only to plunder our resources, destroy our traditional institutions, and erode our religion and culture. Today, they have come again with another deceitful narrative, labeling Nigeria as a country guilty of genocide against Christianity and threatening to wage war. One must ask, a war against who exactly? How many times in our history have the same powers truly rendered selfless assistance to Nigeria or any African nation? The challenges of banditry and kidnapping ravaging our land affect everyone, Muslims, Christians, and traditional worshippers alike. These are not religiously targeted attacks, but national security issues affecting the whole community. Nigerians must wake up from our slumber and resist any form of external invasion. If America launches any so-called intervention today, both Muslims and Christians will be victims, and once again, our mineral wealth will become the spoils of foreign exploitation. Let us be clear. The American threat is nothing but a modern form of colonialism. It would be absurd, illogical, and insincere for anyone to describe what is happening in Nigeria as genocide against Christianity. If such a thing truly existed, would it take the Americans to raise the alarm? Are Nigerian Christians so powerless or unaware of their reality that they need outsiders to speak for them? This is not about religion, it's about sovereignty and dignity. Nigerians, regardless of faith, must unite to condemn this renewed Western manipulation. As for our leaders, this is the time to act decisively. The saying goes that a stitch in time saves 9. If we had delved more ruthlessly with banditry and insecurity earlier, the Americans would not have found an excuse to consider recolonizing us under humanitarian pretense. Let us stand together, defend our nation, and never again allow history to repeat itself.
All right.
Another message from WhatsApp says, good morning, everyone. This Trump statement was a serious issue, and I've been trying to raise it before it went mainstream. But to look at it from the government the government is to be blamed, though, because they sweep so many issues under the carpet. Because after the killings in Benue and Owa and the rest, after just a few shouts here and there, we heard nothing more. No convictions, no arrests, nothing. There's rumors that said that Americans are after some rare earth Nigeria has in excess, and Nigeria just gave them an opportunity by not acting upon many terrorist killings. And also, you see that story about Deborah and the rest. We hear nothing about the conviction of those that perpetrated those dreadful acts that we caused upon ourselves. Extremists are doing the most and spoiling and killing the image of Nigeria and Muslims too, because Islam never in the holy book of Quran said you should kill over blasphemy. Even God usually tells the prophets leave them. So who that they are said that they're fighting jihad. Illiteracy is really killing us in Nigeria. We just don't want the international community to see Nigerian incident as a Muslim massacre of the Christians, but the government has given them that opportunity. Okay, one last comment. Good morning. The Christian genocide issue is political from the USA. Same Trump praised President Buhari on handling of internal security, even in the height of dangerous insecurities across the country. Please, Mr. D, what of all the killings happening in the Southeast? Is it also Christian genocide? We need to have overall security situation in Nigeria. The country generally is insecure. Agatu in Benue had so many killings, and majority of Agatu are Muslims. Hola.
All right. Now, that's why I asked you earlier that if you look at this, it takes us back to videos from 2013, 14 of the the then leader, Shekau, if memory doesn't fail me.
Okay.
We've seen videos, we've seen some of his statements, and then some of the acts depict very insulting to the religion Islam.
Okay.
We've seen them, destroy properties, books, and all of these things. We've seen them, molest young girls, which is against what the Holy Book preaches or says. So my point is this a narrative pushed by certain elements to get attention, or the insurgents understand that this is a tool to get the right attention?
I think that is it. They see it as a tool to get foothold in the hearts of people whom they claim to profess the same religion with. You understand? Because you see, it's
to get them on their side, is that what you think?
Either get them on their side or weaken any resolve to resist them. Because it's so easy. If you look at those, when you look at most Muslims, when they react to this Trump thing, they react from the point of view that you are attacking our religion. That is the reaction. You understand? And of course, Trump's rhetoric doesn't even help, in fostering that image. You understand? But for some of us, let me say a great number of us, we know that the issue has absolutely nothing to do with Islam. You understand? We know, and I can state it because I have lived among Muslims for a very long time. Even though I can't read Arabic very well, I have an English version of Quran in my house, and I read it. And I know there is no justification for all these killings. You understand? So, but like I said, we created the room for this narrative. Like you were giving us, 2023 up to this time. The only time where there have been a sameness of decisiveness was under PDP. Abu Kaka. People have forgotten Abu Kaka, the spokesman of Boko Haram, was arrested in Nigeria here, prosecuted and jailed.
I think along, Kabakogi, along Kogi route.
Yeah. He was arrested, jailed in Nigeria under Nigerian government. At some point, Ali Ndume was arrested, but he was freed in court because there was no issue against him. But you see moves like that. If we've had moves like that happen under Muhammad Buhari, then, of course, this is just 2 years of Tinubu, for sake of crying out loud. But you see, you cannot totally exculpate it because it's his party. He was instrumental in bringing the party. So it's more like a poetic justice. So something, that was created under his, so he's there to clean it up.
We have a lot of comments this morning. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Femi calling from Zongo.
Good morning.
Femi from Zongo. Please go ahead with your comment.
There's no way we will not portray this kind of thing to the rest of the world. While we were screaming about this losing tickets, they were there doing some other things. If they have a voice there, at least they will know. They have someone that can fight for them. Now you are sending the image that is not it to the rest of the world. Of course, I'm a Christian. We have so many scenarios just to make it look like it's Christian genocide. But we know the fact this is insurgency and they can come in any form. Initially, they started with coming against Western education. Now is religion, whatever. I served in the north. I served in Zamfara, to be precise. And a Muslim saved my life. Why a number of them was listening to one of their Muslim clerics preaching on the phone. Of course, I didn't understand Hausa. But the man was signaling to me to come back to the north that very day. Later, I had to go back and ask that what happened. Then what they were listening to that message was they should attack the infidel. And if anything had happened, there's nothing could have done against it. What about that? I can also cite so many instances. So we give them that narrative. What the willpower of our leaders is questionable to find this insurgency. For how many years we allow this thing to spread all across the nation, and now we're having issues. Good money.
Oh, thank you, Femi.
All right, let's take a couple more comments. Maybe with Trump's threat, the government will finally act, show political will, and put an end to this nonsense of banditry and Boko Haram once and for all. Sunday Agumbiadi. A Facebook comment. Dr. Mrs. Umar Libara from Wilbury. Any government that cannot live up to its basic responsibility of protecting lives and property is a failure. Nigeria is not at war. Yet its citizens are slaughtered daily in their homes, farms, markets, and churches. Some communities have been wiped out, and millions fled their homes to IDPs surviving without sufficient food, water, and medical care. Instead of dealing with terrorists, they are pampered, rehabilitated, and integrated into the forces. We commend the recent warning and concern of President Trump for recognizing what we're passing through.
That's section 33 that states clearly there's responsibility of government. I want to ask you real quick because of our time.
Our time is going, yeah.
If you look at, my goodness, I was just going to ask you a very, very important question based on, comments made by, our listeners this morning. But I think it skipped my mind already. Let's move ahead with the program.
Okay.
If I remember, I'll ask you.
Okay.
Right.
That first one we read, where he said that.
Okay. I'm sorry to bother. Yes,
okay.
I remember.
Okay.
Now, the meeting with they talked about meeting with President Tinubu and President Trump, which might eventually happen. Now, look at this. Can we discuss the play out of that meeting? President Tinubu is a Muslim, of course, right? And President Trump
is a Christian.
He's a Christian, and it's going to be a battle in that meeting.
There won't be any battle.
Here's where I'm going. If that's the narrative pushed by President Trump and is speaking that hard, how do you think President Tinubu will live up to that conversation, knowing fully well the time he met with the Ukrainian president and how intimidated he was?
Let me look. I don't know why we keep on being deceiving ourselves. There is not going to be any battle. It's going to be trading that is going to happen. Trump is going to put before him, look, this is what we want. Just do this and this. It's as simple as that. Why are we deceiving ourselves? You think they are coming here because they love Christians?
No, of
course, but we have to speak to ourselves first. We gave them the room to come in.
Yeah.
That's the simple truth.
And that's where my question is coming from. That now, does the president understand this?
He understands. He absolutely understands. Look, one of the most intelligent politicians you have in this country is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He understands what Trump wants. Look, time will fail us. We don't have enough. Maybe we can take it tomorrow. Right. There are so many things I'm going to tell you. That is even in the background that we haven't even mentioned.
We're also going to talk about the Anambra elections, but we're unable to. So we'll just pick it up tomorrow, God willing. All right. Quickly, this message. Good morning to you. I just want to correct that one of your responders said concerning the Agatu people being predominantly Muslims. I'm married to an Agatu woman and I grew up there. Agatu people are 99.5% Christians. Just want to put the record straight.
We're going to correct that. We'll move on to another.
Jerry from Uwerunonye. Thank you for your comment. The views expressed is not in any way the position of FlowFM 92.7 or the staff therein, but as expressed by individuals who called and our in-house analyst, Nicholas Uwerunonye. Thank you so much for joining us on the Headline News Analysis. Our time is fast spent and we're not able to take any more calls, but we'll pick it up tomorrow and then we'll get your comments then. I'm Danielle Shitta-Bey.
And I am Adeyemi. Thank you for joining us on a productive week.